Hi, how you doing? Today I'm going to be speaking about how do you know if you are a light worker. So I get asked by so many people, but how do you know that I'm a light worker? And my reply is often goes like this: there's many traits to being a light worker, but you don't need to be all of them. Those traits. I'm going to just tell you 11 different ways of being a light worker in this live video. So, what is the definition of a light worker? They are people who can have quite an adverse childhood. They feel this energetic pull to help others, even when it's a detriment to themselves. We as humans love to give anything labels, so we often label light workers as earth angels, indigos, empaths, darcies, crystal babies, and spiritual warriors who are here to serve humanity in the best way possible. But so here's 11 ways, and by no means there is so many people out there that are light workers but would never ever term themselves to be a light worker. And the reason for this is because they don't want to be termed with something that's woo-woo. I know people who are the true essence of a light worker and yet call them a light worker, and they wouldn't be too happy about it. And then there's other people who would love to be called a light worker. So it really depends on who you are, where you are in your life, where you are in your spiritual awakening. But here's 11 ways to know if you're a light worker. And then those 11 ways there's a lot more, a whole lot more, but I've just picked 11 that I think are really transparent for people. You have some of the empath's traits. You feel like you have a higher calling. You love to help people. You can sometimes have fears of showing the real you. You have had quite an adverse life, an adverse childhood. Spiritually awakening is apparent in your life. Manifestation is a powerful tool for you to use, the good and the bad, I'm afraid. And there's a higher power, and you attract people who have problems, and you hate to be judged, even though sometimes you do sit in judgment, and you spiritual more as opposed to religion. Here that's 12, but you'll get there. So let's look at them in detail, just slightly. So you feel like you're here to do big things, and what I mean by that is you feel like you're always rushing and there isn't enough time in the day. I know I certainly feel that way, because you have this feeling of never doing enough to help the world and raising the planet's consciousness. But what I say to you is, whoa, slow down, take a big deep breath, cut yourself some slack, and know that you're doing the best that you can. And I'm giving myself that advice also, because I always feel as if I'm just always chasing my tail all the time. I've got so much work to do to help others and what have you. So sometimes you got to just say, whoa, slow down a bit, because you will create and you will do the things that you set out to do. Some have some of those empath's traits. So if you know more about an empath's traits, or you want to know more, should I do, read my book, The Empath's World of Freedom, where I discuss traits of an empath. Lots of simple but very effective exercises that will help you on your journey. But a very empath trait is your sensitivity and your vulnerability, and we sometimes step away from that. So step into that power that's there of that sensitivity and vulnerability, as I show you in the book. And there's also recordings in the book, 5 bonus recordings in the book also. I just thought I'd get that wee bit in there as well. So you feel like you have a deep connection to your intuition. Well, some of you do. And this helps you step into who you truly are and go about your day, implementing your intuition in the best possible way. Now, if you're not connected to your intuition, this can cause many issues within your life, such as depression, anxiety, soul loss, suicidal thoughts, not living your soul purpose, your best life, or you're living in that victim consciousness that so many people do seem to live in. Another trait of being a light worker is you love to help people. You absolutely love helping people. And this is your calling to make the world a better place, to shine that badass spiritual light out into the world by helping people. I know what I used to do, and we'll come to that later down in the video, is sometimes we help the wrong people. And what I mean by that is people just take, but I'll discuss that later on. But when I mean helping everyone that's around you, and sometimes this really can be a detriment. So really just make sure that you keep giving sometimes, that you don't become depleted or weak or anxious or very tired or sad, because that's what can happen if you're. So always make sure you fill your own energy cup up first and have the perfect energy tool, which is the Lightworker's Toolkit. That hello there, how you doing? That really helps you with your energy. It really does show you about how to ground, how to protect your energy, how to rebalance your energy when you're out of sync, how to connect to yourself, that deep inner self, that goddess, that God, and also how to connect to your spiritual guides, your power animals, your ancestors, and get good guidance from them in very simple, effective ways. So just, it's free. You just have to put your email in. I don't spam you. You're okay. And you can. Another trait is you can sometimes have fears of showing the real you. I know I certainly used to have this. My power was in my spirituality. When I was working with clients, it was always in my when I was doing soul retrievals or power retrievals, or with their energy or what have you. But I used to fluff it up with something else because I didn't want people to know my true gifts, we'll say, because we all hate to be judged. But light workers are extremely cautious of showing the real soul to the world, in fear of being laughed at or judged. And especially with our friends and family, and ostracizing us from that social circle that we've created, because sometimes we create a person that we show to the world, but then we have a spiritual awakening and we don't recognize the actual persona we've created for ourselves. And this could cause massive fear in your conscious mind to be the real you, But once you step over that fear, there's no stopping you. Being your true authentic self. So if you're there, I would advise you, just walk into that fear. Another one is you've had an adverse life. You've had quite a troubled childhood, or you've had some trauma in your life, near-death experiences. I don't think I've met a light worker that has not had a challenge in life. It seems to be the more the severity of your life, the more power they hold as a light worker, because what is more fascinating to me is once they awaken spiritually, everything becomes different. As you look at your own adversity, you look at it now as a strength instead of a weakness. The shame and the guilt starts to dissipate, and you allow your self-worth to become so much stronger. And I see that so many, myself included, I see that with so many people. Spiritually awakening is really apparent in your life. You're either just going through a spiritual awakening, or you've been through a spiritual awakening. The new buzzword just now is spiritual awakening, although it's been going on for a number of years. I mean, I personally had a big spiritual awakening anyway, 12 years ago. And boy, was there some changes happening within my life, as I discussed in the book. I discuss all that in the Empath's World to Freedom. But I do it with humour. I do I've had so many people saying to me that they've laughed at it, they've cried at it, and their hearts just opened with it, and it really does make me feel good. But the more we hold on to our old ways for fear of being judged, guys, the harder we make it for ourselves. So keep bringing the light into your heart if this is happening to you. And what I mean by this is put your awareness in your heart area and just keep feeling the love and ask your soul to show you that love if you're having difficulty feeling it. Keep expanding the light inside first before you expand it out, because you need to fill you up before you can put that out there, and you'll feel a shift happening within your energy field, especially if there's a stagnant the fears or the limiting emotions or beliefs or what's in there. That will really help you. Manifestation is a powerful tool for us, good or bad though. Good or bad, we do love to manifest. We'll look around. And how I say to people is see what you are actually manifesting, look around you, see what kind of life you've manifested for yourself. Where is it positive is where you have a belief in yourself. And where you see the not so positive is where there's a belief that you don't have enough belief in yourself, So your subconscious is holding on to those limiting beliefs or behaviors that you've maybe been holding on to since you were a child, since they're outdated, that they need help to change the subconscious mind. And help is at hand. There's lots of things out there. I have a free manifestation course that can actually help you. If you want that, I'll put the link in the comments. I think I have the link there anyway. No, I don't. So anyway, the link's there in the book, in the down below. We'll get there eventually. So another one is that there's a higher power. The higher power can come in the form of spirit guides, ancestors, power, even your intuition, power animals, plant medicine. You can get superior information from the ancestors before that have come before you, or you're gifted with crystal clear perception of the invisible world, where you gain guidance and for yourself and others. You just know things before other people know them. You get so much yumminess from the higher power, so your faith is strong and your intuition is so good that you can get that deep connection to the higher power in an instance. You attract people who have problems. This can be very disempowering for you. Sometimes you can be easily manipulated into doing things you don't want to do. You seem to attract energy vampires, narcissists, people who never give very much in return, and I don't mean that by you give to receive. I don't mean that, but we all have someone in our life who just takes, and it really drains our energy. So look around you at your friends, and I bet there's some of those people who've had major problems within their lives, And sometimes you just feel like it happens continuous to you. You're in that vicious cycle of no way of getting out of attracting that. Or another way is trait that is you're spiritual and you err away from a religion, even if you've come from a religious background, when you were a child and what have you tend to come away from that and go into the spiritual. You can sometimes see spiritual as too judgmental and contradictory, whereas you see spirituality as a oneness, a consciousness, that everything is connected and we are all one. You love helping people step into their power so they can be their own guru, awakening the soul with their unlimited power and healing abilities. Even though you have your own enlightened teachers and masters that help you with their teachings or principles. So I invite you always to stay connected to your own inner power and light. And if you'd like to enhance this even more, the free Lightworkers Toolkit will help you, as I say, it will help you ground, protect your energy whilst rebalancing the energetic body and soul. It'll also help you to achieve a deeper connection to your spirit guides, your ancestors, using different modalities, even if you've never even been able to spiritually connect to that inner power before. And please subscribe to my channel if you want any more of these informative videos, and pop over to varney.com, where there's a lot more blogs over there talking about everything spirituality, everything at all. Thank you.